Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. Another Twitter asking questions. Name two players you would want Paris Saint Germain to sign in the January transfer window. We'll react to it for a video. So we've been looking at the reports. I myself haven't really had some suggestions of players we should sign and so on. But let's do this. Let's take a look at what people have to say, both Paris Saint Germain supporters and non-Paris Saint Germain supporters. 148 comments. Let's do this. Maxime de Super, Ricky Puig. Maxime de Super, obviously left back from the Belgian league in Club Brugge. We're linked to him previously, but a transfer did not happen. I think he extended with Club Brugge as well. And Ricky Puig obviously failed Barcelona La Masia talent, now doing his thing in LA Galaxy. De Super, we're looking. It would be nice to have a backup left back, but I think for the backup right back and backup left back, it's different stuff because Nuno Mendes plays as a left centre back in the Paris Saint Germain system, and I think Lucas Hernandez has done a well good enough job, and he doesn't get that many minutes in the centre back position. So I'm very calm when it comes to a backup left back for Nuno Mendes. Ricky Puig, there's a reason he went to the MLS. Obviously, he's a different player than he was 5 years ago, but we're looking for better transfers. So Ricky Puig would come here, be in the rotation, not get that many minutes. He isn't that young. He's not going to get that much better. I don't see that big of a point. Sure, and I want Kone as well. Vitinha got the rest. Because if he got injured next season, we're cooked. And don't you think Beraldo can play the Vitinha role? I think Beraldo has the passing ability to play as a 6, but he's completely immobile. I mean, he would get cooked 10 times a game. So no, I wouldn't try Beraldo as a 6. Kone, obviously we've seen some reports and interest from Paris Saint Germain, mostly when he was at Borussia Mönchengladbach and his contract was running down, but now he's at Roma, I believe. I think Kone is a good player, but is he a player that I think Paris Saint Germain should go for? No, I would rather give the minutes to Cinema Yulu and other players instead. And talking about Vitinha needing rest and a backup, it's very hard finding a backup to Vitinha because not many players can play that profile. We saw Lucho try out Warren a couple of times this season, and I would rather, trust Warren and give him those minutes and confidence instead of buying Kone for like 40 million. Alvarez and Ilya Anderson. Alvarez would be an absolutely super deal. He's the player that I want the most. Is it going to happen? Unlikely, but I would... Let me dream. Ilya Anderson, I think he's Nottingham Forest midfielder. I don't know anything about him, but I don't think he is what Paris Saint Germain are looking for. And I've even seen some reports that they're looking for 120 million euros for him. So we're good off Ilya Anderson. Julio Alvarez or Achlios would be my choices. Julio Alvarez, as I mentioned, would be absolutely perfect. He moved them booze, can play the Ziri Due in the pocket. You got Barcola. It would just strengthen the attack a lot. It would put less goal-scoring burden on Ousmane Dembele, so he can play his game to an even better T. Achlios, obviously, we wanted him in the summer. We wanted a left-footed right winger. That's why we went for Franco Mastantuano as well. Achlios, Monaco were asking for 70 million in the summer. Maybe in January they will be calling for like 50, 55 million. And yeah, those are probably the two top signings that PSG can make. And I like that you say or, because it wouldn't make sense to sign both of them. Not a particular player, but any left-footed right winger is the most glaring need. So yeah, basically Magnus Achlios. I mentioned Savinho in a transfer video. I think Savinho could be a really interesting one. I think he's left-footed right winger. Can't think of anyone else. Vinicius, what is this profile? Proudless. Vinny Jr., I don't think Vinicius Jr. in January is that realistic, even though it's not going, as perfect as Madrid would want it to be. I think they would leave it for the summer if they're going to sell Vinicius Jr. I don't know. And Vinny Jr., it's like, I want this signing, but logically it doesn't make that much sense. In January, Ryan from Vasco da Gama, Alvarez, I know it's not going to happen. We hope Alvarez is going to happen. It was very hard believing that Khvicha Kvaratskhelia would come last January, but it happened. Paris Saint Germain is the club of dreams, is the club that achieves the dreams, that makes dreams into reality. And Ryan is a very good shout because I remember I made a video going through free agents and he was there. So I think he's free in the summer transfer window, but we could try to get him for a cheap price now in January. I haven't seen any links from Paris Saint Germain towards him, but he could be a cheeky shout. Can Uzun and Munoz. Can Uzun, I don't know who that is, unfortunately. Munoz, we've been linked with him. He will be a good player. Can potentially play as a centre-back and as a backup right back to Hakimi. He's 29. He's looking for that big payday. He's going to be playing at the World Cup with Colombia. Colombia adding another nation. You know, Paris Saint Germain is such a multinationalistic squad. I mean, we got Kvara from Georgia, Pacho from Ecuador, Kangeli from South Korea, Zabarny from Ukraine, Safarov from Russia, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia from Georgia. I mean, it's such a multinationalistic team. And adding a Turk and a Colombian. But I don't know who Can Uzun is. Alvarez and Manu Kone or Bouadi. Already discussed Alvarez and Manu Kone, and Bouadi would be a cheeky shout. He's someone that Paris Saint Germain have been interested in a while. They see him as, you know, we've signed the Brady Barcola, the Desiri do these youngsters from Liga, and they feel like Bouadi is next up in the list. And I like Bouadi. He's a good player. We could get him for around 40 to 50 million euros. Only issue is I don't know if we need his profile. That's the thing. Same goes a little bit for Manu Kone. Cristiano Sterling, Cristiano Ronaldo, absolutely no. Sterling, absolutely no. Not Paris Saint Germain quality. Revive Neymar Jr.'s careers, I beg you, Nasser. The issue with Neymar is not something anyone can fix. It's his physical body. His physical body has gone through so many injuries, so many tears, that he's not being able to play football. Neymar still got the quality. Neymar could be, you know, a rotation or maybe even a starter at a big club in Europe. The only issue is he's physically cooked. So that's not something, unfortunately, Paris Saint Germain or Nasser can help out with. Julian Alvarez from Atletico Madrid and Daniel Munoz from Crystal Palace. Alvarez could be that boost signing to our team, just like Kvara was last January. Munoz finally gives us a true backup right back option instead of having to play guys out of position there like Warren and Joao Neves. 100%. Munoz can even play as a centre back as well, so gives us even more versatility, and he's a very good player as well. And Julian Alvarez, he would bring that fire. He would want to win it. It's a World Cup year. Alvarez would be obviously the perfect signing. Savinho. Someone actually mentioned Savinho here. Very good shout. If City are looking to sell him, the only issue is I saw they were looking to sell him to Spurs in the summer, and they were talking about 70, 80 million euros. I mean, the Premier League is absolutely filthy. But yeah, Savinho. If City are ready to listen below 50 million, we could listen to it. And Doué's brother, he's a right back, obviously. I like the Munoz transfer more, but Doué, in the recent performances we've faced him, has looked good. So yeah, I would take an opportunity on Doué as well. Mbappe, please sign him. He's a good player. No, we are good. Both Ethan Mbappe and Kylian Mbappe can remain at their clubs, and I think Mbappe would do more damage than good stuff if he came to PSG. We need a DM and a striker, so I would like Obed Vargas and Ayase Ueda. Seattle Sounders, Feyenoord. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who these guys are, but we do know that Luis Campos likes to go after lesser names, players that have had one good season before, you know, their price becomes too much. But I haven't seen us linked with them. I haven't seen any other club linked with them. So I just don't think they're good enough for Paris Saint Germain. That's going to be my opinion, but I have no clue on who these two players are. So it's very hard for me to have an opinion about it. San Rodrigo Mora and Ser Ramos. I don't think we should sell Ramos in the January transfer window. You can even get better prices in the summer, especially with there being a World Cup year. Who knows what will happen? Rodrigo Mora is a great shout. I don't exactly know about his current situation at Porto. I know in the beginning he was beefing with the new manager. He was not getting game time, and it's a World Cup year. He would want to be in the squad. He would want to perform. He would want to be impactful. So if Porto are ready to listen below the release clause, that's been very clear from Paris Saint Germain. The release clause is like 70 million. Paris Saint Germain went him for around 50 million euros. If they're ready to listen, I would definitely take Rodrigo Mora. Munoz and Alvarez, heard that before. Both would be very good signings. That would probably be the perfect January transfer window. Achlios and Munoz, that's like the secondary perfect one, and it's more realistic. Achlios, especially with his down performances so far this season for Monaco, missing a huge penalty versus Club Brugge, is doing a bit like Kvara. His head is somewhere else, and that's something we've started to see more around football players. They're so spoiled. We saw that with Trent last season. We saw that with Konate this season. When players have 1 year left on their contract, they or they've already accepted they're going to leave the club, it affects their performances, which is very unprofessional. And then you got players like Salah last season, Van Dijk last season, Upamecano this season, Mbappe last season in 2021, where they're completely professional instead, which is both best for them, best for their club, best for their future club and everything. Ooh. Kenan Yildiz, Ayub Bouadi, honorable mention, Tyler Tati, Ryan Roberto. No clue who they are. Could be cheeky players. We talked about Ayub Bouadi. I just don't know if his profile is what we need. And I don't know. When I look at our midfield, I think we're good in the midfield, but he would always be a great choice. Kenan Yildiz is a very interesting player because he's obviously a Juventus and Serie A is broke. You can get their players quite easily. You don't even have to pay them that high of a wage. The only problem a little bit with Yildiz is he's a left winger. He can obviously play as a number 10 as well, but Paris Saint Germain don't really play with the 10. But maybe Luis Enrique wants to do that after we played 4 attackers in the UEFA Super Cup game versus Spurs. Could I see it happen? I don't know. I see Yildiz probably going somewhere else, but he would be an incredible signing as well. Top talent. Achlios and Achlios. Yeah, Achlios would be like the easiest fit to this PSG squad because he's exactly what we're looking for. He badly wants to come to Paris Saint Germain. French, young talent from Ligue 1. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's realistic price-wise, and it should probably happen. If we don't get Alvarez, we should get Achlios 100%. Koundé, Araujo. I think both of them would not really work that much in the PSG system. Both great defenders. Both can defend well enough in space and so on, especially Araujo with his PMP and physical ability. But they're not good enough with the ball. And like Marquinhos, it's not like he's perfect on the ball, but he's good on the ball. Koundé and Araujo are weaknesses, as we clearly saw in the Paris Saint Germain Barca game. So it would be way too big of an L. So no. Kante and Olise, but would never happen. Kante is set to go to Paris FC because that's his level. I wanted Kante badly back in 2018, pairing him up with Marco Verratti. Olise not for January. Olise maybe for the future. If Olise ever wants to leave, and I think if Olise ever leaves Bayern, it will be to Paris Saint Germain. I don't think he'll go back to the Prem. Maybe Madrid or Barca. Barca got Yamal. Madrid actually don't have a left-footed right winger, so maybe Madrid could be a cheeky shot for him. Osimhen and Bruno. Osimhen, no, I mean, we've talked about this Osimhen track for multiple times. I like Osimhen a lot, but it's clear Luis Enrique has other alternatives. And I mean, between Osimhen and Alvarez, it's really simple who I want out of the two. Bruno Guimaraes is a great shout. Once again, he's more of a box-to-box profile. I don't think that's the position we need. I think if you want to strengthen the midfield somehow, you get someone that's profilistically similar to Fabian, someone that's profilistically similar to Vitinha, because we have Warren and Neves competing for the box-to-box spot. Bruno, very good player. Luis Enrique, Luis Campos wanted him before, so wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Messi and Neymar. Messi, no. I just don't want him as a person. I don't want him as a player, and he's not good enough. And same goes for Neymar. He's not good enough. Plus, his body is absolutely physically cooked. Messi's body is also a little bit physically cooked, so it's behind us. Baleba, interesting one right here. Obviously, Baleba has not been performing that well so far this season. Why? Because he's head somewhere else, as we talked about before. He really wanted to move to United, and we know Baleba. You know, Luis Campos was the person that brought him to Lille. I don't know from where. So he has a great relationship with him. There were some cheeky reports in the summer transfer window about Baleba to Paris Saint Germain. The only issue is Brighton and these Prem clubs ask for so much money. But if Baleba could be potentially available for 70 million, I think Paris Saint Germain should do it 100%. But obviously there will be competition from United. Not that Baleba would choose United ahead of us, but United would offer a lot of money, which would put the price tag even higher, which Brighton obviously want. But Baleba is a very good shout. Munoz Alvarez, another one. Munoz Alvarez track. It's basically Munoz Alvarez or Munoz Achlios, I'm feeling. Haaland and Gabriel. Haaland, there is a project Haaland, not for the January transfer window. And Gabriel, he's good, but no, we got Pacho. Jonathan Ta and Goretzka, leave Opa alone. I mean, we will try our absolute best to get our hands on Upamecano. But one thing I want to say is, when it comes to Upamecano at Bayern München can only blame themselves. They have been trying to extend Upamecano for over 2 years now and failed. That's their fault. So now if Upamecano leaves, it's not PSG coming in and attracting him. It's PSG, attracting a free agent, basically. So I think Bayern should give Upamecano his money. He feels he's one of the best players at Bayern, and he's not being paid that money. Jonathan Tah and Goretzka, I'm very good off that. Extremely good. Swap the Ramos for Mbappe. I know you're trolling, but no. No, I don't want Mbappe back at this club. I think you should sign Alvarez, Mateta, Achlios, bid for Upamecano, sell Ramos, sell Bernardo. Cheeky ones here. This is more for the summer transfer window. Upamecano, again, I don't think we should bid for Upamecano in January. First of all, Bayern München would never accept it. And second of all, we don't have to be that much pressure in a hurry. And we're not like extremely looking for a centre-back. If we can get Upamecano for free in the summer, obviously with the signing bonus, let's just do that instead. Alvarez, Mateta, Achlios. Achlios, Alvarez, I don't think we can sign both. It would be way too many attackers. We'd have to sell maybe Barcola at that point. Mateta, no, he's good, but it's not something we're really looking for. Munoz and Achlios, there's another one. Fully agree. Honestly speaking, I want striker, either Julian, Alvarez, or Seaman. I know Lucho don't want a box striker, but teams, when they play us, they park a bus. When teams are taking a lead against us, they park the bus, and I think teams have finally caught on how to play this PSG side. I mean, it's an interesting observation. Maybe Luis Enrique looks into it and wants to play a different kind of striker or different kind of profile. From what I've seen, I don't think that's the thing with Luis Enrique. I don't think he wants to change that. Even in games where we're playing at Park the Bus teams, he still opts to play Mayulo instead of Gonzalo Ramos. So I just don't think Luis Enrique would want to do that. But obviously, Juan Alvarez would be a really great signing. If I'm being realistic, Cristiano Ronaldo, teams usually never win back-to-back UCLs. That's because they don't improve their squad and think we won it with this team last season. Ronaldo would increase PSG chances at a UCL. I don't know about that, G. This is not 2017 anymore. I definitely think Paris Saint Germain needs to strengthen the squad consistently and constantly, because that's how you stay at the top. But I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo would add that much to this team. He definitely wouldn't start. Having Ronaldo off the bench instead of Gonzalo Ramos is a cheeky shout, but I don't think Ronaldo would want to come off the bench. We got to bring back the GOAT, Stambouli and Krychowiak, top 5 PSG players of all time. Absolutely no. If I could bring back one of them, I'll probably bring back Stambouli. I mean, he was brought in to be just a rotation, and he was just a rotation. Krychowiak was brought in as a starter after lifting the Europa League with Sevilla, and was completely dog shit, and I think left after only one season. So if I had to choose between the two, let's bring back the GOAT Stambouli. I think he's Algerian as well. Am I sure? Maybe. Julian and Alvarez. Julian and Alvarez, yeah. That sounds right. But yeah, Julian Alvarez clearly is the player that most Paris Saint Germain supporters want. Who else? Their heat map feeds perfectly together. They cover almost all these positions. Yo, cheeky putting up these stats right here and everything. So you got Barco. He's been playing as a left back or as a left central midfielder. He's been playing as an interior. And then you got Magnus Achlios. Magnus Achlios is really simple. We're looking for a left-footed right winger. We don't have that profile in the squad. Way too many left wingers, and he'll be a great signing. Barco, I remember I used to want him when he was at Boca Juniors, and then obviously went to Brighton, ruined his career, and is now trying to cook back up here at Strasbourg. But what is Barco? What is he? Is he a 6? Is he a left back? Is he a box-to-box? Because once again, if he can't play the Vitinha role, he can't play the Fabian role. I don't really know. I think he's a good player. He's a good talent. He could go to many other clubs, but I just don't think maybe if he's the fit for us. Achlios definitely. And shout out to you for putting this graph as well. In reality, you need Osimhen. That's all I would add to your roster, bro. I like Osimhen a lot. I wanted him. I wanted that double package of Kvara and Osimhen together, but yeah, and I can understand why people want Osimhen. I think he's the top scorer in the UCL this season. Finished 3rd in the African Ballon d'Or as well. He's a very good player. But maybe the opportunity has gone away for Osimhen at PSG. Marc-Andre ter Stegen for 250 million. To be honest, you guys need a goalkeeper. Even though Chevalier has been questionable at absolute best, he's still superb, clear of Marc-Andre ter Stegen. I would really want to see ter Stegen coming back for Barca after this injury. I want to see how cooked he is. Akhiliush and Guirassy, if Ramos will be sold. I don't think Paris Saint Germain will sell any players in the January transfer window, like Gonzalo Ramos, for example. Guirassy, I like. I think he recently extended up his release clause to like 50 million euros. I like Guirassy. I don't think that's a player that PSG will go after. He's a bit older as well. We usually go after younger players. Akhiliush is obviously a perfect fit. We're looking for a left-footed right winger. Wouldn't cost too much. I like Guirassy as a player, but I don't think it's the fit for him at PSG. Chalobah, he's a real defensive beast, and we will 100% make that PSG backline unstoppable. Thank you for the shout, but take it back. Chalobah is not touching this badge. Magnus Akhiliush should bring good squad depth for you guys, and he's criminally underrated, 100%. I think Akhiliush has gone under the radar heavily this season because he's been not good, not good at all. He's not even gotten minutes with the French national team as well in this period. So yeah, I do agree that he's underrated, and he will give us very good squad depth. Upamecano and Munoz. Again, Upamecano, because he's be for free in the summer, it's more of a summer transfer window track, but Munoz, 100%. A good winger, false nine, would be good too, but there's no urgency for it. I agree, and I don't think there's any urgency for any signing. I think Paris Saint Germain are in a really stable position, but obviously we will always want to try to strengthen the squad, but I don't think Upamecano, Munoz, winger, false nine, anything is an urgency. But I do think a left-footed right winger out of all the potential transfers is the potential biggest urgency. Because why? We wanted a left-footed right winger in the summer. That was part of the plan. Get in Chevalier, replacement for Dona, get in Zabarni, future replacement for Marquinhos, and get in Magnus Akhiliush or Franco Mastantuono. Endrick has so much potential. Imagine Luis Enrique coaching him. For the people that don't know, Endrick could have joined Paris Saint Germain. We had a deal with both him and Estevao for like 90, 100 million euros. They were supposed to come to Paris Saint Germain. Both players said yes, and then the Palmeiras president said, I already said yes to Perez. That's a cheeky side note there, but Endrick, I mean, I would definitely take him. Perfect backup in this system, playing as a false nine. I mean, he would be really good. Just unfortunate he went to Madrid. He's obviously potentially going to go to Lyon on loan in January, which would be very good for his career, and then get back to the top and go back to Madrid. But because he's owned by Madrid, there's no chance. An attacker, Osimhen or Alvarez, and a goalkeeper ASAP. Let's trust in Chevalier. Let's support him during this tough time, and let's hope he can get back to his best as soon as possible. And Osimhen or Alvarez. Aslani is a versatile number 9. Some box presence. Young, Vandersen as a backup for Hakimi, and Nuno can play both left back and right back. So Aslani, I thought he was more of like a midfielder. I think he's the Albanian at Inter Milan, if I'm 100% correct. Some box presence. That's the thing. When people watch us, they may say we need box presence. The thing is, we just don't play that football. We don't put in crosses. We don't want to play that kind of football. So I don't see the urge of having that. Then Vandersen has always been a good pick. I've always looked at him as a potential right back, backup to Ashraf Hakimi. There's Thiago Santos at Lille as well. Vandersen obviously linked with FC Barcelona as well. Julian Alvarez, obviously, the potential perfect signing. Make it happen, PSG, please. If not, you got to make it happen in the summer transfer window. Dani Alves and Ferran Torres. Trust the process. Dani Alves, I think he's free now. Like free out of jail. But no. Oh, Dani almost. Dani Olmo. Honestly, I would take Dani Olmo. There have been some reports that Luis Enrique would want him. He could play as a false 9. He could play the Fabian Ruiz offensive 8 role. And Barca would probably give us maybe a cheeky price. So yeah, I would take Dani Olmo. In January as well, yeah, I would do it. Ferran Torres, he's a good backup. I'm not looking to buy a backup player. I'm looking to buy players that are going to compete with the starters. Mergin Berisha and Kevin Okpoguma. I have no clue who they are. Berisha sounds to be Albanian, Kosovare. Kevin Okpoguma, probably Ghanaian or something. I have no clue who they are. Sasha Bowen, current Goretzka. Sasha Bowen would be a good backup right back. When he was at Galatasaray, Paris Saint Germain tried to get him. Goretzka, absolutely no. This is not 2020 anymore. What does that say? cheeky. Calvin Phillips for 50 million is a fair trade. It's actually a little bit shocking how shit Calvin Phillips went from. He went from Leeds, and I even saw some Fugazi reports when he was at Leeds to PSG. Went to City and I haven't seen him. I think he's been heavily injury prone as well, but we good. We good off Calvin Phillips. Goretzka and Bouana Sarr, 2 Bayern München bums here. Is Bouana Sarr still at Bayern? Ex-Marseille as well. Didn't know that. Didn't know that he's still at Bayern. Haaland or Julian Alvarez. Haaland is absolutely... I'm saying Julian Alvarez is the dream signing because Haaland is the super dream signing. I don't know, maybe 2028, 2027. Julian Alvarez either now, unlikely, or in the summer transfer window. And in goalkeeper, better than Chevalier. No. Chevalier will improve. His performances will improve. Stop cooking my keeper. Yildiz and Nwaneri. Yildiz, discussed it before. I would absolutely love to have him at PSG. Economically, it wouldn't be that hard. We could potentially even game in January if we give a good enough offer to Juventus. Yildiz would love to come to Paris Saint Germain. But I just don't know. He's another left winger. We already have a lot. He can obviously play as a 10 as well. Maybe Yildiz false 9. Ooh. Can Yildiz play as a false 9? He could probably. That could cook. Nwaneri, I don't see Arsenal letting go of him. And realistically, Alvarez and Upamecano, but I feel these will happen in the summer. Exactly. But for now, we really need Munoz and maybe try to go for Achlios again. I mean, this guy, perfect. I mean, summer... I will give the likes after the video, but this guy perfectly summed it up. Alvarez and Opa for the summer, Munoz and Achlios for the winter. That's absolutely perfect. Got a ratio ban. Ter Stegen and Ferran Torres. We good. We absolutely good. Resign Donnarumma and Sancho Alvarez. Sancho Alvarez, yes sir. Resign Donnarumma. It hurts, man. It hurts. You know, we went through so many shit years with Donna. Not that the year was shit, but sometimes he was good the entire season, and then in the big moments he just bottled. And then we saw what he did last year, and then he leaves. After we went through all the growing pains and everything with Donnarumma at PSG, then he leaves. Did he impart it? Kenna Yildiz and Thiago Moura, midfielder for Porto, baller. Thiago Moura. I don't know who Thiago Moura is. I know Rodrigo Moura from Porto, but I don't know. And Kenan Yildiz, as I mentioned, if he can play as a false 9, I would definitely look into it. Buade and Alvarez, Nico Paz to hijack if possible. I don't think it's possible because Madrid have a clause, so we can't buy him for. Because what happens is if we tell Como we want to buy Nico Paz, they will immediately snitch and call Madrid and say they're looking to buy him. Do you want to activate your clause? And then Madrid will do that. So no chance. And Buade and Alvarez 100%. Buade, I just don't know if it's a profile we're looking for, but he will be a very good opportunistic signing from Ligue 1. Sign no one. Train academy players well. I mean, we have already done that. We have brought in Ibrahima Mbaye. We have brought up Njanto, Mayulo, obviously 2 years now with the squad. So all of these youngsters have gotten minutes. David Bolley will soon start getting minutes. So Paris Saint Germain are definitely doing that. It just, some of them are not good enough, need more time and so on. Goalkeeper, Andre Lunin. Striker, Jean-Philippe Mateta. Again, if we're going to go for a striker, I would go for a top one like a Julian Alvarez. I wouldn't go for a Mateta. Andre Lunin is a very good shout. Not in the sense that we would buy him, but I like Lunin a lot. I remember his, when Madrid won the UCL, he was absolutely crucial in that campaign. But I'm unsure. I'm unsure about Lunin in the sense that what's the point? He would go from a backup to a backup. I mean, he would probably start ahead of Lucas Chevalier, but... No. We're not going to sign a goalkeeper. Swap the Lewis and Hakimi. I guess Rico Lewis at City. We're absolutely good. Like, very good. I mean, City could have gotten Hakimi after 2 seasons at PSG because he wasn't performing, as well until Luis Enrique came in and, built the system a little bit around him. So that was your chance. Emre Can and Julian Brandt. Emre Can can play as a centre-back, as a DM, but he's a little bit old. No. Julian Brandt, injury-prone, getting older. No. Hear me out. Chevalier sucks. Get Kobelu, some proven guy. Troy Parrott for some depth as striker. Shout out to Northern Ireland. Chevalier hasn't been good. Does that mean this is his level? He's not a good player? No. Corbin, I like Corbin as well. Good goalkeeper, but we're not looking for a goalkeeper. We're putting our faith in Chevalier. Neymar and Messi, cooked and cooked. Richarlison, Ben Davies. I mean, if we didn't have a backup like Gonzalo, I would have Richarlison as a backup. Ben Davies, is he even that good anymore? Dodo, Joao Gomez, then a forward. Dodo, I think, is the Fiorentina right back, Brazilian. He could be a very good backup. I think he's a bit young, so I don't know if he would want to come and, just raw on the bench. Joao Gomez, I don't know who that is, but I think he's a Brazilian midfielder at Wolves. Not good enough. Then a forward. Fair. Goretzka and Mbappe. No and no. For different reasons and for obvious reasons. Ryan, Vitor, Simplicio, Rocha, and Opa. Meccano 100% for the summer. I have no clue who Ryan, Vitor, Simplicio, Rocha is. Meccano, Cristiano Ronaldo, or Alvarez. Meccano 100%, but again for the summer transfer window. Cristiano Ronaldo absolutely 0%. And Juan Alvarez would be the dream, even though it's a bit unlikely. Ter Stegen and Gerard Martin, please. Ter Stegen, absolutely no. Gerard Martin, no. Yanni the Ramback, Daniel Munoz, and we've heard Vanderson as well in the comments, and Dodo recently. So one of them, hopefully. Pick your poison. Oh, we got a FIFA team here. Okay. Thiago Santos, mentioned him before. He would be a very good backup if we signed him. Duan, no clue who that is and how good he is. Barco, saw about it before. But again, I don't know if we're really looking for a backup left back. Saibari, good player, but no. Zafiris, no clue who that is. Haj Musa, I mean, honestly, put Akhlios in the bag, man. Now that you mentioned Haj Musa, let's get him, man. Put Akhlios in the bag. Give me Haj Musa. I would absolutely, he's a baller. He's a baller, man. It's unfortunate we haven't seen any PSG links to him because he's a baller, man. No, I don't know who that is. Alvarez would be absolutely perfect. Ivan Romano, I think I've seen him, Barca Levante game, but I don't know how good he is. And very cheeky of you putting a FIFA squad right here. Ryan, I have no clue who they are. Leon Goretzka and Gnabry are perfect fits for PSG. I think Bayern fans should be a little bit more respectful to Gnabry. He's having a redemption arc from Serge Gnabry. But no, I wouldn't take either. Romero and a striker, Julian Alvarez or Seaman. I would also like to bring a world-class goalie, probably Martinez. I mean, Martinez is not world-class anymore. And no, we're not going to bring a goalie, man. Trust Chevalier. What is this, man? Romero, very good shout. But we already got Zabani right-footed centre-back, and we're looking for Upamecano in the summer, who's better than Romero. Julian Alvarez or Seaman, fair. Mid-backup midfielder, Aguemo. Okay, I don't know who that is. Nico Schlotterbeck, absolutely perfect sign. But we have Pacho, both left-footed. Schlotterbeck just gonna stay on the bench. Upamecano, Gui, Konate. Yeah, all of these three players, their contract end in the summer, and Paris Saint Germain are interested in Upamecano and Konate. Upamecano number 1, Konate number 2 if you don't get Upamecano. I haven't seen any links with Gui, so I presumably believe we don't rate him that much. Alvarez and Yamal. I mean, we've already said that Alvarez is a bit unlikely now in January. Yamal is impossible in January. Yamal, if we see reports or anything, it will be close when his contract ends. His contract ends in 2030, so like 2028, 2029, we'll see Yamal to PSG reports. Please take Mbappe back. No refunds. Goretzka and Bowie. Like, why? Bowie's a good player. I remember he was even good against us in that Club World Cup game. Yeah, so stop this Bowie disrespect, man. Yeah, but Bowie is cheeky. As a backup. Vinny Jr. and Upamecano. He wants to go big. Again, Upamecano is for the summer, and even if we want Vinny, it's for the summer. I mean, these are deals that are not going to happen in the winter transfer window. Goretzka and Kim Min-jae. Yo, Bayern fans really want to get rid of Goretzka. Goretzka is the one. Munoz and Alvarez. Fair. As we've gone through, that's basically the perfect January transfer window for Paris Saint Germain. Ter Stegen and Vinny. Tonali, honorable mention. Ter Stegen, no. Vinny, I don't see it happening in January, and I don't really see him joining PSG. Tonali is a very good honorable mention. We've been linked to him before. Could potentially play that Vitinha role with a little bit more physicality and so on. And I think, he's maybe 27, 28. So this is the time to move to a big club and try to win trophies. Munoz, Panicelli, Hincapie after his loan spell. I think Hincapie is a loan with like a very cheap buy option. So I think Arsenal are gonna get him for sure. Munoz, fully agree. Let's try to get him as the backup right back. And Panicelli, top scorer in league and so far this season, looked extremely great against us. I just don't know about January. I think if you offload Gonzalo Ramos in the summer, then you can get in a Panicelli dude. But if you're gonna sign a striker in January, it's like Julio Alvarez, even the Osimhen stuff, but not Panicelli. Achlios, Alvarez, Gila. Gila, I think he's the Spanish centre back at Lazio, so I don't know that much about him. And no, I don't think we should go after him. There are better players available. Achlios, Alvarez, I don't think we can sign both of them, because then we'll have Achlios, Alvarez, Barcola, Doué, Dembele, Kvara in the attack. Yes, Doué can play in the midfield, but it's already too many at that point. And I didn't even mention Gonzalo, and Janto, Kangili, and Ibrahima and Baye. So I think only one of them can happen. Goretzka and Kim, once again, we're very good. Yamal, again, it's not going to happen. Impossible. Upamecano, Juan Alvarez, that's the dream. But again, I don't see Opa coming in January. Just taking out Araujo, we're very good. I don't know if you know him, but from Freiburg, he's an absolute baller. And maybe from Nottingham Forest, also a crazy player. Honestly, I don't know who either two players are. So I can't say anything. I don't know. Martin, I don't know who that is, but it's a right back name. We want a right back, cheeky. Juan Alvarez. For Raid broke as or Raid broke as Barca. Development product. Okay, so like a youngster, I guess, a football talent. Raid broke as Barcelona. I don't know how many players we want from Barca. Goalkeeper. I mean, Juan Garcia, they're never going to sell him. Koundé, we're not interested. Araujo, we're not interested. Kubarsi, they're never going to sell. Christensen, we're not interested. Eric Garcia, I mean, we are interested, but it looks like he's going to extend at Barca. Balde, doesn't make sense. What, benched? No. Pedri, dream signing, not going to happen. Olmo, I think Olmo is the only one we could potentially take from Barca. Luis Enrique likes him. I think Barca would listen to offers, especially with the form that Fermin Lopez is showing. Araujo and Olmo. Haaland and Pedri. Oof. If you told me you can buy any two players in the world, I would take Haaland and Pedri. But yeah, Alvarez. Another Alvarez. I mean, it's quite clear. Alvarez is the potential dream signing for every single Paris Saint Germain supporter. Even non-PSG supporters have mentioned Alvarez. Goretzka and Boy. Follow back. You know what? Let's do it live. There you go. Goretzka and Goretzka. I have a question. Have we seen Goretzka or Alvarez more in these comments? It's tough competition. Alvarez and a right back. Yeah, makes sense. Alvarez and Ryerson. Another right back shout. We've heard like 6 different right back names. I still think Munoz is the best one. Ryerson is decent. Here, my 6-month deal for Neymar. Nah, I mean, he's physically cooked. It's unfortunate, but if he wasn't cooked and injured all the time, I would. Why not? Rodrigo Mora, he'll be a great signing. He'll be a great sign. Second time we've seen him here in the comments. Rodrigo Mora would be a very great signing for Paris Saint Germain. It's all about if Porto are ready to listen to offers. Ferran and Ter Satan plus bonus Gerard Martin, Yamal, Pedri, Haaland, Hakimi and Vitinha. Yeah. Neymar one last dance plus Alejandro Grimaldo backup. And we're not really looking for a backup left back because we have Lucas Hernandez there and Neymar one last dance. It would be a dream, but never gonna happen. Not because I'm not a PSG fan. I mean, I did not ask in the question PSG fans. Tosin. Oh, Tosin from Chelsea. We're very good. Jackson and Gui. I like Jackson. And again, I don't think Jackson is, at the moment, I mean, he's loaned out to Bayern. It would be very hard to get him. But let's say he was available. I would still wait to sell like Gonzalo in the summer and then get in Jackson. I think he would be a really good backup false nine for PSG. Gui, I prefer Upamecano. Mbappé, No chance. Haaland and Militao. I think Militao is getting a little bit older, has had a couple of injuries, and Madrid are not going to listen to offers. Haaland, project 2028. We got to wait a little bit. Bouadi Akhliosh, that Moroccan-Algerian link-up at Paris Saint Germain. Both could happen, actually. Both would continue the pipeline of those Liga and talents we've been signing. Rodrigo should leave Madrid. It's a World Cup year. Even if he's benched at Madrid, Carlo is still going to call him up and still going to start him. So it feels like there's so little amount of pressure on Rodrigo, which has affected his career badly in the past seasons. I would maybe think about it. But I mean, if we're going to splash 100M, let's do it for Alvarez. Ferland Mendy and Dani Ceballos, generational ballers. I'm good off both. Romero. Probably Romero. Again, Upamecano is better. 12 viewers just for you, my friend. Goretzka once again and Bowie. 35 likes. We are good. Alvarez or Ulisse. Again, Ulisse we gotta think about more in the future. It's much harder getting him out of Bayern than Alvarez at Atletico. Do you really need any new players? You have World Cup players in every position already. In the starting 11, yeah. But when you look at the bench 11, so let's go through the bench 11. Safanov in goal, very happy with him. Centre backs, Marquinhos and Beraldo, it's good. Can be better, but it's good. Left back, Lucas Hernandez, happy. No backup right back, we don't have one. Going into the midfield, we have, as our backup midfield, we have Warren Zaire Emery, Seni Mayulu, maybe Enjanto. So yeah, the midfield backup has to be a little bit better. And then in the attack, our backups are Bradley Barcola, Kangeli, and Gonzalo Ramos. So the defense, the goalkeeper, I'm happy with depth-wise, but the midfield and attack can be a little bit improved. Obviously, backup right back as well. Goretzka and Kim Min-jae. Eric Garcia. Okay. Eric Garcia, Ferran Torres. Again, Ferran Torres, what's the point in getting him if we have Gonzalo Ramos and we're not going to offload Gonzalo in January? Eric Garcia would have been a good shout, good price, versatile, but it looks like he's going to extend at Barca. Diego Dalot. Again, we're not really looking for a backup left back. And Magnus Akhliosh, he's like the most essential signing we can make. Two generational ballers, Goretzka and Sacha Bowie, save us, please. Man, Goretzka, man, don't watch this video. Alvarez / Munoz, not original, but we need them. Agree. That would be the perfect January transfer window. Panicelli and Upamecano. Again, Upamecano more for the summer transfer window. Panicelli, I mean, he would come in as a backup. What's the point in signing a backup? Right back, Jan Couto. Another cheeky one. We've heard like 8 different right back names, but it's clear that people know we need a backup right back. James Trafford to provide competition for Chevalier. I mean, we have Safanov, who's better than Trafford, who's, you know, one of the best backup keepers in the world. But Lucas Chevalier has played every single minute so far this season. Even Donnarumma didn't do this at the start of last season because Luis Enrique wants to give all the minutes to Chevalier to become more confident. So we have someone to put competition on Chevalier. Luis Enrique has just opted not to give him any minutes. Vinny, give us Dembouz. Oh, I mean, that would actually be perfect for Madrid. Because then you would play like a Mbappe, Jude false 9, Dembouz attack. You got a right winger, you got a left forward, and you got a false 9 second striker. Dembouz would be... Dembouz at Madrid, I mean, that's probably the most perfect signing. He would be an insane playmaker, insane goals. I mean, oof. Akanji, 50 million. We need the extra defender, to be honest. Haaland too. Haaland would be the dream, but more 2028. I mean, Akanji just joined Inter, so I don't think we can get him. And I've never rated him that highly. You can't find better ballers. Goretzka once again, 109 likes. Wow. The Bayern München fan definitely took over here in the chat. Munoz and Alvarez, perfect. This is the perfect January transfer window we're looking for. You heard the hair, Luis Campos. Goretzka and Gnabry, 63 likes. Give us Hakimi, we'll give you Araujo, fair deal. No, it's not fair deal. Ter Stegen, no. Don't worry, guys. It's just asking PSG fans, all 100 of them. Rodrigo Mora, Bouadi, or maybe both. both very realistic to happen. Could cost, we could try to get both of them for around 100 million euros, maybe 110. Two good youngsters. The only question is how impactful would they be? That's why I'm looking for Julian Alvarez, because he will be immediately impact, just like Kvaratskhelia last season, or how long it's going to take for Boade and Rodrigo Mora. Obviously, both of them, they would want to perform because it's a World Cup year, and both could potentially make the squad at the end of the season. We need a goalkeeper. Who is a Yal Farage, the best in the world? I guess Neuer 2014 and Gusto. Neuer 24. Yeah, that's basically the only better than last year, like Courtois or something. Gusto, I don't know. When he was at Lyon, I wanted him, but now that he's gone to Chelsea, I think it's too late. Lyon and Goretzka. Terrace and Martin Maldini. Diego Dalot and Manuel Ugarte. Dalot, again, we're not... I mean, he could play as a backup right back, but I never rated Dalot at that rate. And he's not the most technical player. Ugarte, there's a reason we got rid of him. Alvarez. That's the right answer. That is the perfect answer. Well. That finishes off going through 148 comments. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. It was great recording these kinds of videos, and more videos are coming like this. I enjoy recording them. You guys enjoy asking questions, and the people that are watching, you guys enjoy watching these videos. So more of these videos will come. The next one will be reacting to tweets for the upcoming Paris Saint Germain Spurs game. That's been it from boy PSG. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and as usual, allez Paris.